Hello, everyone. It's time for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 342, season 14. Today's date is June 30th, 2024, and welcome to the show. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't done one since last Sunday. On today's program, I will talk about those record album compilations called Sessions, and they used to run commercials from the 70s and 80s. Maybe early 90s, and I'll talk about my memories of watching those on TV and a little history of them. Also, I'll do a tribute to actor Martin Mull. He was a fine actor, comedian, and I'll talk about my memories of watching him on television and the movies, and he was a musician as well. So we got a fun show coming up. Before I get started, the program will go to a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Swiss Miss pudding bars. I just stumbled upon this yesterday, and the commercial is hilarious. So if you can find it on YouTube, please do. It's so funny. So the commercial is from 1982. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Swiss Miss, and I'd like to introduce my pudding bars.
Pudding?
They're made with real Swiss Miss pudding frozen on a stick, so they're very creamy and very delicious and very, hard to keep around. My new pudding bars come in chocolate, vanilla, and my special chocolate toffee-coated bars.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Swiss Miss pudding bars. These came out in the early 1980s, I believe. I remember those very well. I'm sure they were in competition with Pudding Pops. I don't know if Pudding Pops came before. I did a podcast episode about them. Those were awesome. I loved those. So I assume they were doing that. Because Swiss Miss is famous for their hot cocoa mix. And they did come out with pudding. They still sell pudding, but not the bars, but they sell the pudding cups. And I think Jell-O makes the pudding cups as well, and the pudding mix. But Pudding Pops and the pudding bars, no. I don't know why they discontinued. I don't know why they stopped. I have no idea. So the Swiss Miss pudding bars, they lasted about a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years or something like that. And they came into, what I found is 5 flavors. One was chocolate. Well, I'll read them off. So it was chocolate toffee, coated vanilla, and vanilla and chocolate. I think I get this right. New fudge ripple, chocolate chip, and good old chocolate. I think I got this right. So it's chocolate toffee covered, coated vanilla, chocolate, fudge ripple, and new chocolate and chocolate chip, and also chocolate. So that's what they had, and they look so good. I think I had this product when in the 80s. I think my mother bought this at Jewel or Dominic's. Any store that's nearby. I'm sure she did, and I think I did. I remember. I think they were awesome. They were very good. I don't know why they discontinued. No idea. Anyway, at the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about those record compilation albums from Sessions from the 1970s and 80s. And then I'll do my tribute to actor Martin Mull. Excuse me. Before I get started, I'll give you a quick health update. It's a good one. And this past Tuesday, on the 25th, I went to see my radiation oncologist. Not my regular one. I will see him in August, 25th. Probably, at the end of the month. Excuse me. Then I'll see my urologist on August 6th. Anyway. I met with her and she consulted. She asked me how I'm feeling, how's everything going, are you in pain? And And I explained to her, yeah, I'm not. No discomfort, nothing. Everything is fine. I'm still tired. That's from the medication. I explained to her about that. She knows about that. I still take the medications, the Orgovex and the Xtandi. Oh, that Xtandi makes me drowsy, especially at night. Makes my feet tired. I just want to go to bed. I sleep good. I sleep well. So, and I explained to her today, and she says, that's great. That's wonderful. So it seems like it's working. And, I explained to her that I took a blood test after that, because I went to take the Zometa injection for my calcium. That was happening in May. Then I had the operation to remove the bladder stump. And my PSA fell from 9.96 to 5 point something, and then now it's 2.08. And I hope it's still falling. I hope it hasn't risen since then. I'm scared to death about that. So I'll probably take another blood test a long time. I feel fine. I really do. And she says, that's great. That's wonderful. So she'll do a follow-up for me on October 28th. It's going to be a long time. But it'll be a phone interview. So that's great about that. Good. I got a break. I got a break from the doctors. Except the eye doctor. That doesn't count. So I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. I told people on Facebook. I told on my social media accounts, everything is fine. And I want to go back walking again. I want to exercise. I just don't have the energy. I want to walk again, but I'm just tired. I just lie down most of the time. So hopefully it'll pass. We'll see about that. Okay. Any other news? Nothing. Nothing about that. The count's going well. Posting, I thank people for, their comments and all that. I really appreciate it. I put funny videos. They love that. You got to keep your account on your social media a little entertaining, some couple of people say, they don't want to see my face. They want to see the stuff I post. I understand that. So, but they want to see who does this, and it's me. People are strange. Anyway, so I'm still finding stuff, and I enjoy doing this every day. I love what I do. And I hope to continue. I hope so. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about Sessions, those album compilations. So here we go. I found a website that has a little history of that, and it explains about how this came to be. And you remember those commercials during the 70s? K-Tel. They used to advertise all these compilations, records from the original artists, original songs. They broadcast that every day all over the country, all the time. And so K-Tel was like big. It was big like that. And I think Ronco did that in a way, besides their inventions. But K-Tel was big. It was big. So they had Sessions, and they had Candlelight Music. I'm not going to talk about Candlelight Music. I'll talk about that another time. But Sessions was like, what I remember is the announcer, and I want to know who that guy is talking. He's talking over the air, saying, he's when the commercial starts, they play a song, and he names the artist. Like, for example, like Gordon Lightfoot. Sundown. That's I'm going to play that in a moment. So, and then he says it's for another artist, and then he says Session presents blah blah blah. It's the name of the album, and then they choose a song, and then they play a sample of their songs for about a minute or so, and then at the end of the commercial they showed on the screen the albums and the album covers and the 8-tracks and the cassette tapes. Talk about the 70s, folks. Okay, so I talked to my brother yesterday, in California, which he's retiring. Thank God for that. And I asked him about this. Do you remember Sessions? He goes, yes, because I bought an album from him. I bought a cassette, and I still have them. And I go, wow, you still have that? That's amazing. And a lot of people did. And you had to either call or send money, and they ship it to you and mail it to your home. Not like the Columbia House, records. It's an interesting topic. I might talk about that. And so, yeah, I sort of remember he did that like that. So here's a brief history of this company. And that was a label that sold records through radio and television advertisements. And it was a company called Audio Research Incorporated. And they were located here in the Chicagoland area. First, they had an address in Hillside, Illinois, and then they followed by Lombard, and then Lisle, and then the Downers Grove. That was in the western suburbs. Then they moved to Colorado Springs in Colorado. And the president of this company, his name was John Whirling. I didn't find much information about him. And they probably got rights to most of the record companies, MCA, Warner Brothers, Columbia, RCA. And the quality of the vinyls were top notch like that. And they would sometimes they would find rare songs they would play like that. And they had some great selections like that. Anyway, so then beginning of the late 1980s, they began issuing CDs. And then by about the early 90s, they stopped issuing albums. They discontinued that. So here's a few. Not only did like songs, they featured a certain artist. Like, for example, they had Sammy Davis Jr., Ricky Nelson, Three Dog Night, which I remember the commercial very well. Then there was like, they had Golden Classics or 26 original artists. They had these similar names of the albums, original country hits, country classics, golden hits, the list goes on and on like that. Then they reissued them, and then they did country. They did country music, but they also did Christmas songs too. They also did Christmas country like that, and then they had other labels like Memory Lane, like that. They had Smurfs, they had cartoons. They had Diana Ross and the Supremes, which I remember that. Then they had one called Illusions, great rock artists, Temptations, Solitary Dreams. They had the Beach Boys, I remember that. And they had another one called Reflections, Rock and Roll Music, Super Session, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Southern Comfort, and for ladies only, that's for the songs for the women towards, that audience. Rock Legends. Oh my God, there's so many. 70s Greatest Hits. Sentimental Gold, Country Time. I remember one for Connie Francis. They had that in the mid-70s. Get It Together. They had Freedom. I remember Freedom. Yeah, I remember that. Like Freedom Rock or something like that. Oh, that was a classic. I love that. Original Gold. Mellow Melodies. Great instrumental. Oh, my God. Solid Gold. The list goes on and on. Just like I said. 70s Gold. Mellow Gold. Which I'm going to play in right about now. Original Gold. Secret Love. That's from the 80s. Senior Prom. Freedom Rock. Freedom Rock was these two guys were dressed up as hippies, and they're sitting in front of an old Volkswagen station wagon, the bug, the station wagon, and they're, dude, man, they're all tripping out like that. Oh, they were just acting. It's just so funny. I got to find that commercial, play that, because it's hilarious. They had Nightbeat, Everlasting Lod, Hot Rod, Frat Rock, Summer's Love, Rock Revival. Oh my God, it's hilarious. It really is. It's never ending. Anyway, right now I'm going to play a commercial from the night. Let's see, what year is it from? Let's see. Should be around here. Yeah, it's from 1970, 75, I believe. So, and it's Mellow Gold. Yeah, I'm going to play that. And just a moment, please. I'll tell you 1 second. It slipped my mind. I apologize for that. So anyway, so yeah, it's from 1970. Yeah, it's about 1975. I remember seeing this commercial. So it's called Mellow Gold, and on the label it had a golden apple, and somebody bit into it. And this one I remember the most. It was very memorable. So when I publish this episode, I have a feeling maybe YouTube will like mute it or something because they had his original songs. We'll see about that. I don't know. Just pray for me if it doesn't. So here's a commercial for Mellow Gold from Sessions, like about 1975. And when I come back, I'll talk about actor Martin Mull, and I'll do a tribute to him. Thank you, everyone.
Just one of 33 super hits in the fantastic Mellow Gold album by Sessions. Harley Simon. Well, that's the way I've always heard it should be. Mellow Gold is an outstanding 3-record collection of 33 original hits by the original artists. Just listen. Summer breeze. Fields and Crops. Makes me feel fine. Aretha Franklin.
Sunshine, go away today.
Jonathan Edwards.
Don't feel much like dancing.
Midnight at the
Maria
Oasis, best time.
Roberta Flack.
I feel like making love.
Doctor, my eyes have seen the year.
Jackson Brown.
Slow parade of fear. Everybody's talking at me.
Nilsson.
So when you hear me, darling, can't you hear
ABBA.
me?
Kenny Rogers in the first edition. Mellow Gold contains the greatest collection of contemporary easy listening hits ever assembled. Not available in stores, so order now.
Hello, it's me.
Todd Rundgren.
One of a kind.
The Spinners.
Love affair. Yeah. The damn Charlie's got the blues.
Danny O'Keefe. Mellow Gold is a must for your record collection. 3-record set, only $8.98. 2 stereo 8-track or cassette tapes, only $10.98. Here's how to order.
To order COD, call toll-free 1-800-228-2030. Operators are on duty now. That's 1-800-228-2030. Or save the $2 COD charges by sending check or money order to Mellow Gold, Box 238, Lynchburg, Virginia. That's Mellow Gold, Box 238, Lynchburg 24505.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Sessions that featured Mellow Gold. I have a correction. It's not 1975, it's 1977. Thank God. I'm sorry, I had to relabel my audio. So it's, this commercial aired in 1977. I remember these commercials when they aired when I was a kid, when I watched TV during the day, at night, mostly on Channel 9, I think, Channel 32 or Channel 44. mostly Channel 44 and WSNS TV, when they had local programming. Well, they had local programming, but they had reruns, not like the Spanish station. Now, they used to air that, and they aired them all the time. And they were wonderful. I loved them. That's how I got into music, especially oldies, watching those commercials. Of course, current hits, but, I love oldies, and I still do, from the 50s, late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And so the company lasted about, I don't know, sometime in the 90s. But there are other companies that do the same thing now, or still do, like now, the NOW, the company. I don't know if they still do that. He did that in the 90s and the 2000s. Used to buy the CDs in the stores like that, but this is record albums, LPs, and I don't know if you could find that at a record store, like one of those that sell vinyl, maybe, or the cassettes or the 8-tracks. Where are you going to find an 8-track player? It's going to be tough. Cassette player, maybe, possibly you could. I don't know, but somebody might have some 8-tracks lying around in their house they haven't used in years. And if they happen to find an 8-track player at a garage sale or eBay, antique store, buy one. And see, 8-tracks are great, and you play them in the car as well. But I doubt they'll make a comeback. They said that vinyl made a comeback, which is true. It did. Then they said CDs are coming back. That's possible. Cassettes, that's true. I've seen these in the news all the time. They're making a comeback. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Of course, now we download, MP3s. And if we want to listen to music, we go to YouTube or watch a music video. Do it on the internet. But vinyl made a strong comeback, and it's still there. People love that. They love the physical album. I don't blame them because of the album covers and all that. That's great. So that's a great memory of mine. Seeing those commercials, from those record companies that do compilations. I can't say that word. Of all these artists, they did the same thing with K-Tel. Like that. So I guess they were neck and neck in competition because K-Tel was big back then. So that's great. Like I said, it's a great memory of mine. It's wonderful. It's a nice feeling. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about actor Martin Mull. When I heard about when he died, I was so sad because when I first knew him, I didn't really like him because I thought he was kind of obnoxious, but I sort of warm up to him, and he was a fine man, a fine actor. And I think I didn't like his character on his earlier roles from Mary Hartman, and Fernwood Tonight. But I'm saying to myself, who is this guy? But after I watched a couple of clips on the show recently, he was good. He was wonderful. So, I'll give you a biography of him, and then I will tell you and the roles he played. So here we go. So he was born Martin Eugene Mull, August 18th, 1943. He was an actor. He was also a musician and a painter. I heard he painted. He was a very good painter, and he. The first time I saw him was Mary Hartman. I saw him in that. And he played Garth Gimble. And he was like a TV late night talk show host. It was, fictitious. It wasn't like the real ones like Johnny Carson or like David Letterman or, Merv Griffin or something like that. This is a parody like that. Now, he had a twin brother named Barth, and he appeared on Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. I used to watch that show on Channel 32 at about 10 o'clock in the evening, which is on DVD. I should buy that because I'm kind of curious about this show. That show didn't last long. It premiered on July 4th, 1977, and lasted about 2 months. At the end of September, I guess the ratings were well. It had about 65 episodes, and he had what happened to Barth on Mary Hartman. He was impaled on an aluminum Christmas tree. I don't know how. I don't remember seeing that episode. So I guess they brought him back because he was so popular, and I don't know what kind of a character he was. I don't remember him really. So Fernwood Tonight was based in a small town called Fernwood, Ohio. I think it's fictitious, where Mary Hartman was set. And so it was like the Larry Sanders Show, if you know that shit like that. And then when that went off the air, it became America Tonight. And then he had... who did he have like that? I forgot like that. So he had characters like that, and they were so they moved it from Fernwood to L.A. like that, and they had his sidekick was Fred Willard, and what a funny man he was. He was great. I loved him like that. He was the psychic, and they played. And then they had the band leader. His name was Happy Kine. And it was called Happy Kine and the Mirthmakers. And that was played by Frank Duvall. He was like a composer like that. So, and then let's see. So America Tonight, that didn't last long either. That lasted about 3 months in 1978. But in Fernwood Tonight, he interviewed local celebrities, and people from Mary Hartman Show, or like citizens that we never saw before. But when he moved out to LA, he interviewed, like I said, celebrities, and it didn't catch on like that. So that was canceled as well. Then he started in other shows. I remember one episode from Wonder Woman. He played the Pied Piper. I remember that. And then he appeared in other TV shows as well. And then all of a sudden he appeared on Roseanne. And he played Leon, Roseanne's boss. She worked in a cafeteria. And he was gay, and he was just frustrated with her. He was hilarious. He's like, with her like that. But they became friends, and, that's fine. But it was like, but they butted heads, so it's hilarious like that. He appeared in a few movies. I remember one movie he played was Clue. You remember Clue? Yeah, he played that. The other movies he appeared, the first one he appeared was FM that came out in 1978, and the role was Eric Swan. I remember that. And also My Bodyguard. Also Take This Job and Shove It. Also Mr. Mom. Remember that? And let's see what else he did. Other movies, he was in Mrs. Doubtfire. So let's see. What other TV shows? He appeared in Taxi. He had his own first sitcom after Fernwood Tonight was Domestic Life. I remember watching this, and it was not bad. It was not bad at all. And there was one good episode in Golden Girls. He played Jimmy. He played a hippie, and he stayed in his apartment for since the 60s. And I remember that was classic like that. And then he appeared in the Larry Sanders Show, then Burke's Law, from the 90s like that. And then he was famous for another role in the late 90s and early 2000s in Sabrina Teenage Witch. He played the vice principal, Willard Kraft, and he was hilarious in that. I love that. I got the show on DVD. I watched it about the whole series about 3 or 4 times, and he was excellent. Real pain in a butt. That's what he was, like that. And let's see. And then he appeared in the Ellen Show that starred Ellen DeGeneres. He did voice acting, Family Guy, and all that, and Dexter's Laboratory, Danny Phantom, you name and he did Arrested Development in 2000s. I think I saw one episode. It was good. It was good in that, and whatever. And also, one of his later roles was he played Russell in 2.5 Men. I saw one episode of that, and he was great. I liked him in that show. So like that. So he worked up to the end, and then let's see. So he died on June 27th, and he was 80 years old. He died in L.A. So he was born in Chicago, but then he moved to Ohio when he was about 2, and then they moved to Connecticut. I don't know where in Chicago he lived. I don't know where his parents were residing at the time. So I have no idea about that. Right now, I'm going to play a commercial that features Martin Mull. And this is from 1987, and it's Michelob Dark Beer. You remember that product? I remember when he did this, and never had dark beer. Not crazy about it. So luckily I found this. So here's a commercial from 1987 for Michelob Dark Beer featuring Martin Mull. And when I come back, I'll wrap up the show. Okay? Thank you.
The dark can be frightening. It's different. It's mysterious. And a little hard to get around in. But there's nothing to fear with Michelob Dark. Oh, I know. Dark beer. It's bitter. It's for thick-necked guys named Gunter. No! Try Michelob Classic Dark, full-bodied taste that's Michelob smooth. So, be afraid of strawberries with gray hair, but don't be afraid of the dark. Oh.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Michelob Dark Beer. This product, I don't know if it's still around. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I used to drink Michelob regular when I was younger. But anyway, so he did a lot of commercials for that product and did others too, I imagine. So some people say dark beer is bitter. Doesn't taste good. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not into that. So what a fine actor he was. I'm so sad that he passed away, but his work will live on, for reruns, DVDs, streaming, what have you. He did some albums. He did some comedy albums as well. I did a couple of them, 2 or 3, I imagine, but yeah, he did that. Probably in the 70s, or maybe later too, but again, he was a very funny man. We will all miss him. But his work will live on, just like I said before. Okay. So that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talk about. I talk about the record compilation albums from Sessions from the 1970s and 80s. Also my tribute to actor Martin Mull. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast. If you tap on the app, tap follow. It'll take you to the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes as you wish. You'll receive a notification. Also be posted on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. If you go there, just hit, use your mouse. It'll take you right there to listen. I probably take you to the Spotify website, and so you can listen there. Also, It's on my YouTube. It will be on my YouTube channel. Again, people ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? It's on my YouTube channel under Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. You can find it under my name, Pete Costanis. Click subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You can listen to previous episodes as you like, anytime, any day on your tablet, your desktop, your phone, any device you have. Also be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, LinkedIn, and Reddit, and TikTok. So I'm all over the place. So I will do another episode probably Tuesday. We'll see. Probably. Yeah, it'll be July. Yeah, tomorrow's the first day of July. Oh boy. So this is Pete Costanis, your host of Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me on a nice Sunday. It's got a little cool, but it's nice. It's not hot. And the sun is shining back and forth. That's okay with me. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of your Sunday. And like I said, this will be published later on today, and you can listen. Okay. So here's bye-bye from me, and here's a little traveling music with Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.